guys, so today is going to be a little back to school theme video today. Throughout school, I was like the perfect teacher's pet, you know, like legit straight A student, you know, never got in trouble. Just kidding. I mean, who am I kidding? I was a very not so good child. Just throughout whole elementary school, I was like a demon child. Maybe you guys can even take it as an advice to how not to be the perfect teacher's pet, because and that was something that I was not, you know, okay. Kindergarten, that was definitely not, Kindergarten was like this new thing. Like it was, I went to a private school and it was from kindergarten to 8th grade. So, you know, we were like, I was like the new coming like students. I wouldn't say that I was like a terrible kid, you know, in kindergarten. I felt kind of stupid sometimes because like all these kids were like doing like, they were learning how to read and stuff, and I was just, you know, really behind. All I know about kindergarten is I got really upset that everyone was like on level 12 of reading and I was still stuck on level 1. Something in kindergarten may have happened where I don't really remember the time and place of it, but I thought that it would be fun to go to the bathroom and lock all of the stalls. You know, sneak little bitch. Sneak under the stalls and lock everything so you can't go pee. I did it with a friend, you know, and then of course I just have really bad luck with people, and that little girl decided, oh, I'm gonna go tell on you, even though that little bitch totally did it with me. You know, I'm someone that finished what I started. So like I was finishing this shit and the teacher comes in and Danny gets sent to the principal's office. So 1st grade, it was a pretty good year. You know, I loved my teacher, Mrs. Plutko. I loved her. There was like a free time or something and Miss Plutko had these syringe things. Like you can like pick up like water and then squirt. So I took some syringes with some of my friends and we went to the bathroom, and it was my idea, but I thought that it would be funny if we squirted the bathroom everywhere, you know, so when people walked in the bathroom they would slip. I'm so embarrassed of myself as a child. But anyways, that happens. I was literally with like 3 other people, and guess what they did? Just like kindergarten. They ended up stopping because they didn't want to get in trouble, and then they told on me, and guess who gets sent to the principal's office? Oh no! This bitch. But you know, I will take full responsibility because this was my idea. Oh my god. Little kids, I know I have little kids watching my videos. Do not do any of these things that I say in this video because they are bad. I mean, I could have had like a freaking lawsuit against me, like a little 1st grader doing like those little syringe things like to make people slip, and someone could have like freaking broke their back or broke a bone. Like holy crap, I would have slapped myself. 2nd grade, it was a kind of a, 2nd grade was like a temperament phase, but I remember we were watching a play, because like our school, we would all do plays, and like each class would do like some different type of plays and we would watch them. So we were sitting watching one of the kids' plays, and Danny is just sitting there. Little Danielle, she didn't go by Danny yet, but little Danielle was just like sitting in a chair and started kicking the girl's seat in front of her. Yeah, I was one of those kids. I was like, you know, I'm gonna kick your seat. This girl, she asked me so many times to stop. No. I didn't stop. Like, Danny, what the fuck? Why didn't I stop? But like, I kept kicking, and I got sent to the principal's office. Oh no! The principal legit became BFFs, you know, homies. It was like, hey Pam, what's Gucci? Like, I'm in the principal's office again. Don't call teachers by their first name either, or principals. That's not a way to have good relationships with them. So 3rd grade, this is the 1st day of school. This is why I remember this. So basically 1st day of school, you know, I'm super excited to see my friends, you know? Me and like all my friends, like it was like, yes, like, woo, I've missed you over the summer. We were sitting in religion class. Me and my friend, we were just talking during religion, and we started laughing about things, and then the teacher kept telling us to shut the F up, and we would stop for a second, then we would just start laughing again. We got sent to our desks while everyone else was sitting in the corner. Me and Shannon, we were sitting across from each other, and we were looking at each other. We still kept laughing so hard. I don't know what we were laughing about, but we were just cracking the F up. The teacher literally was livid. This was the first day of school, we both got sent to the principal's office. The first day of school. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure my parents were like, what? Oops. Okay, we're going back to first grade for a second. Throughout school, I was one of those kids that always would go down to the nurse's office. A lot of the teachers thought that I was lying. That ended up not being so great because the time when I was sick, I was literally telling my mom before I even got to school, like, Mom, I don't feel good. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. Like, my mom made me eat breakfast and I was like, Mom, I don't want to eat breakfast. I'm like, and I go and I walk into class and I'm just like literally sick, and the teacher comes up to me and she's like, are you okay? No. And then literally 2 seconds later, it was like projectile vomit all over my teacher, and everyone saw it. All over her clothes, all over my clothes, literally drenched in puke. I go down to the nurse's office, and the lady at the front desk, she literally hated the shit out of me because I was always there. She never believed me. She's like, just go back to class. I'm like, do you not fucking see this puke all over me? And I was short, so I was probably like here. I'm like, yeah, like I'm sick. She comes out and she just sees puke all over me. You know that story they tell you, like, the boy who cried wolf? Yeah, I was that kid. They didn't believe me. Fourth grade was a difficult year because third grade, you know, I had gone to the same school from kindergarten to third grade. Well, third grade, since my parents had split up and stuff, you know, we couldn't like afford private school. So I had told everyone that I was leaving. So literally the last day of third grade, we had like a huge goodbye party for me. Literally maybe a week before school, I was planning on going to a public school, you know. My mom's like, oh, like, we talked to the principal, she knows what's going on. Me and my brother both were able to go to school. And so we literally go back to the school. You know, I'm like super pumped. I'm like, yes. Well, you know what? I come back and everyone was freaking pissed. They called me liar. They called me all this shit. Huh? But there was a time where I actually pretended that my name was Isabella and Danielle had a twin. So basically, you know, Isabella was taking Danielle's place because Danielle had no friends. So Isabella, I don't know why the hell people believed me, but I guess I can pull off shit really good. But I was literally, as this kid, like, I was Isabella, Danielle's twin, and people were talking crap about me, saying they didn't like me and stuff, and it was funny. But I was in soccer practice one day, and we were legit playing soccer, and people were like, Isabella, blah, blah, blah. And like the coaches were like, who the fuck is Isabella? Private school, there's only a few kids in the class, so everyone knows everyone. And my mom was like, is there like a new girl named Isabella? And I started laughing. I was like, that's me. I was like, yeah. I just found out everyone hates me at my school. Anyways, fourth grade comes around. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't go to the principal's office at all. And the principal comes into my parent-teacher conference, literally, and sat there next to my mom. I was not in the room because kids weren't allowed to be in there. My teacher, my fourth grade teacher, and my mom and the principal were sitting there. And the principal legit went in there to see why the hell I was not in the principal's office. She was like, why is this kid coming down? Like, she was shocked. And I was very offended. I was like, people change, dude. People change. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video story time thing of me showing off my little private school days and my elementary little kid days, bringing back some terrible things that I did. Make sure that you do not repeat anything that I did in this video. I don't want your teachers to hate me. Basically, I am the example of the child that you do not want to be in school. So hopefully I can help you there and help you get out of some principal visits, because you don't want to become homies with the principal. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys have fun going back to school or whatever your plans are doing, you know, school-wise. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DaniOfficial with 2 L's. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!